crafty friends, it's Sharon Luska here from My Crafty Greetings, and we're going to do a Scrappy Tails video today. I wanted to show you, after I did the unboxing, I took some of those beautiful perfume bottles, the large perfume bottles, and made some cards. I just wanted to show you how I dressed them, and I also took the shoe and added it to a card as well, just so that you can see that some of these dies, how they look on 5x7 cards. Anyways, I have the Moped couple here, but I'm not going to be using the couple. You can see you can take her hair shorter too if you want. But what I wanted to show you today is how versatile this Moped is. I love this die. And especially so if you've got young people, like teenagers, even young kids, and men, if you're looking to do masculine cards, anything that's universal. Oh, Ziggy's whining a little hello here. So anyways, what I have there too is all my little tiny pieces that I cut in silver, taped together so I can just keep them on my little sticky mat that's inside my packaging now. And that's the cello that it came in that I also laminated so that I have a great durable pouch. So I just wanted to start off just showing you how to paper piece this Moped together in case you weren't certain about the pieces or the level of difficulty assembling it. Now, if you put that on, that would be a flat tire. You want to put the flat part to the top so that it looks as though it tucks underneath that front fender there. And then this is pretty simple. It goes on universally any direction as long as you hit it somewhere in the middle. And then this one just being a half hubcap, well, you put it in the half hubcap spot. Now it has some extra detail pieces, and I like to cut those in some different colors. And this is a pearl white scooter. We're not going to be actually using this on a card today, but I've got some pearl gray here as some of the accent spots on the scooter. And I just wanted to make this one a little bit fancy for a card that I have in mind that I want to show you a little bit later on this month. So this fender is fantastic, and I bent it a little bit with my finger so that it does kind of poof out over top of that tire. And then there's the little seat, so easy to put together. Now this little piece here runs right along the handlebar, and it tucks in front of where the front headlight is. So there's the handlebar there, and then there's the headlight. And just sometimes, you know, we get these pieces and we wonder what they're for. This one here that looks like a little kind of silver bar is for the front. And then of course we have both of the mirrors, and it's just simple. Put a couple dabs of glue on there, and then when you put them in place, you just want to make sure that the arms of the mirror make a U shape. So the top one is going to go and point down, and the bottom one is going to curve around and point up. And if they make a U shape, you've got them on right. This is the front windshield of the scooter. And then you can see here there's two lights. One's kind of got a more bubble front. The other one's kind of just more of an oval shape, which my piece won't pick it up here. I'm fiddling and fussing with this thing. So anyways, there are some really awesome detail pieces. I love these in silver. You can do them any color that you want, but I just think they look super cool as silver details on the front and the side of this. And then there also is a couple hubcap knobs, which are great for tittles if you're missing tittles anytime you're printing out or cutting out any word dies. So this little piece here, I think it's a side blinker, and I like it in silver. Now you can do this as well. I cut a few extra little bits out because I like mine to have a few more details. Now you can cut this at an angle or you can cut it straight, and then I'm just snipping along the connectors here where the floorboard connects to the front tire. And then I'm also taking this little piece out that's underneath the handlebar and just snipping all the little join pieces there. And I'm going to stick that on the little Moped here as well. I like how that looks because I find it just frames out the handlebar a little bit more. And I also really think it's cool to have that extra coloring. So here it is before and without and with. So you make it exactly how you like to make it, but yeah, it's lots of fun to make and a very useful die to have, very simple to put together. And of course she's got the layering Parrot die as well. We're going to use that today. I bet you can't guess what I'm going to make. So it has all the wing pieces here. So you have a full wing, and that's nice because even when you cut Sabrina's dies, the main die has all of the detail pieces on it, but you don't have to cut a whole cut of the whole entire bird to get all the paper piecing pieces. She has all the little details here. So all the layers for the wings, and I still will cut a full wing and cut it apart because I like to use the extra pieces for other birds. And then here's the tail pieces. I'll show you another trick that I do for the tail pieces. There is the crest and then all the face details, because of course these parrots have all different kind of face shenanigans going on. It's like one face is not universal for a parrot. They all like to have their own. So, and then I'm pretty certain that that's a throat piece. I don't know, somebody might correct me, but that was the best I could guess on that one. Yeah, so I'll show you how I put mine together, but lots of pieces. And there also is the wood piece that the parrot sits on, but we're not going to use that today. Here I have cut just the tail of the bird with a scrap. So I just put it underneath the die and caught the tail piece. So you can see here what part I actually did cut. So you see the tail feathers there. And so I'm just going to snip this off at the top of the tail feathers, and there's always little connectors that Sabrina has, so they're stuck together but very easily able to be snipped apart without anybody seeing any kind of cutting marks from your scissors. And that's one of the things that I love about these dies and how she goes about putting her pieces together. So you can see here between the feathers, if I go up to that little connector there, and then that allows them to be completely free of each other, although it's still attached at the top. If you wanted to, you could snip that little piece at the top, but you can see here how once I spread them apart, now I have two pieces that I can add to the tail. And if I wanted to add some more colors, I could actually use the additional dies that cut tail feathers, and those tail feathers are slightly different than the ones that are cut off of the main bird die. So, and I just wanted to show you the wings here. Now, I looked up what parrots looked like. Well, I know what parrots look like, but I looked up what all the different parrots look like, because I'm sure that you can't remember the patterns. Well, maybe you can, but I couldn't remember the color patterns for the parrots. So I had to look them up, and I was surprised to see the combinations that they had and didn't have. But, you know, honestly, we are artistes. You can make any color and any color combination of parrot that you want. You could do a pink, purple, blue, and holograph parrot if you wanted, or, you know, you can make some of the more traditional looking parrots, but you can see how you can take all the pieces and just assemble whatever wing style you want and attach it to whatever color bird you want. And you can either snip apart the main wing piece, or you can cut the extra pieces that Sabrina has and put your parrot together any way you like it. And she's even thought of all the little details, including the little parrot feet, which are so cute. Oh my goodness. And yeah, so I'm going to show you this parrot that I'm putting together today for this card. I think this is called a rainbow macaw. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, we'll call it a rainbow macaw. So these are pretty close to the color patterns that are on this specific bird's wings. And you can see that I just cut out the pieces instead of layering them over. And then I did take a full tail and did exactly as I showed you and snipped it off the main bird and then snipped it apart so that it would layer over, because I wanted quite a bit of blue showing with just a tiny bit of red underneath. So, and then they have this cute little face and the cutest little beak. And that really pulls the whole look of the parrot together. And the nice thing is too, is you can do the beak any color you want. You can do the face any color you want. And I like to cut them all in white. So then I'm just doing one pass with all the kind of small bits with the feet and the crest and the face and the eyeballs. Sometimes too, the wooden piece that it sits on as well if I want to. I don't know what this little piece is, but he's kind of like got a turtleneck thinger. So I don't know. Do you know what bird parts are called? I was horrified when I found the bag of parts inside the turkey at Thanksgiving. I don't know what these parts are called. Well, this one I'm sure is a crest, but anyways, and I just colored the crest up with a little bit of a green marker that I had. And then there's also this other little cool piece that when I looked at the pictures on the internet, Mr. Google showed me, not Mr. National Geographic, and decided that I would assemble them looking similar to what the pictures were online. And you can see how this all comes together. So now here we are. I am snipping off the remains of that wood perch because he is not going to need a wood perch where he's going. And the other thing I'm doing here is just snipping the connector that holds the wing to the rest of the body so that you can then mobilize the wing and move it around. And then I've got my little feet here that I'm just setting aside so that I can use them. And you may have already guessed that he was going on this little moped. So I absolutely loved when I was a kid. They had a bunch of exotic birds come to our school. And one of the things that they had the birds do was they were actually sitting on these little scooters and doing different tricks. They were so adorable. And I know with things today and having animals do things, you don't want to see anybody do anything with an animal that would be inappropriate for the animal, but I gotta tell you, the parrots that rode on those little mopeds seem to enjoy it just as much as the teenagers do. So anyways, there's his feet. So he's now sitting on the moped, and then I'm just putting a little bit of glue behind the wing to attach him there. Now I have these Gina K Scripty birthday and happy with the layering bubble. What's that called? I'm not sure what they're called. Outline with the layering outline, and I wanted to put them together. So I don't think that they're meant to go together, but I managed to make them look like they'd go together. Now I also took my Tombow Mono Multi and I put lots of daubs all over the back of my bird assembly here, and I let that dry. So then it's almost like I've got glue dots all over the back of that bird once it's dry. Now this is an imposter bird. You'll notice it's not the same color and not the same color moped. This is from something else, but I just wanted to use it as a placeholder because I'm taking one of my skinny pre-stickied strips of paper, thin peel off type of thing, and made a little kind of tightrope, if you will. And then I have my two sentiments here, and I layered the bubbles, and then I put the fluffy tape, foam tape behind to hold them together so that they would be popped up and that they would hold together. And if you are careful about those sentiments, you can kind of wiggle them together to make them look nice. So now here is our dried gluey bird, and he is on his little tightrope on the front of this card. I added a shiny bit of paper at the bottom, red paper. I thought that helped pull it together. And I think that is a great unisex card for any ages. And I think especially so for the man folk. So if you don't have something to give them a bird on a bike. So anyways, here's a cockatoo die, not a cockatoo, it's cockatoo die. And Sabrina has done all of the little pieces to build these birds out just gorgeously. And I just wanted to show you that right from the birdie bits at the bottom to the birdie bits at the top, and these cute, adorable little feet. Oh my goodness. And I have just taken them all and stuck them on my homemade sticky mat and colored them with a little bit of magic marker. Magic marker? Is that a thing, magic marker, anymore? Or is it all Copics and Spectrum Noirs? I don't know. Are they still alcohol if they're magic? I think they're magic if they're alcohol. So anyways, there's the crust, and I like to kind of just layer it a little askew so that it makes the crust look extra full. And then I like to color in the cheek instead of adding the little piece to it, but there is the other crust. So if you wanted to snip off the fan, you could just use the top part for the cockatoo's head, and it would look fabulous. And then of course there his adorable beak, and he's got a little smirk in his beak. And then we also have the little feet here. And there also is a branch included in this. I didn't cut it because we're going to be, again, snipping this off. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, his cute little feet there, I love. And then there's the tail part that's showing, and then the little bit piece that goes underneath. I don't know what those are called, but, you know, that's what hides his nakedness. So anyways, he's a modest cockatoo. So I wanted to just try and lay these together so that you could get an idea. And with the magic of television, well, not television, YouTube, with the magic of YouTube, voila, there he is all put together. And I still want to fuss and try and make this look right, but you get the idea. This one's not glued together. It will be glued together for another project. And you can just color them too if you don't want a paper piece. So here is a completed cockatoo, and we are just going to take the branch and snip it off. And I wanted to show you here that this little moped, or is it a moped? I don't know, scooter, whatever it is. Anyways, I've got a base here and I wanted to get some balance in this card. And so if I put the cockatoo on the moped and try and put my sentiment at the top, it is just the wrong kind of dimension, has the wrong weight to it. So we're going to do a couple things to correct it. So first off, we're sliding the cockatoo down so that this is going to be more at belly height for the cockatoo. And nobody is going to notice that it's belly height, but it does let his tail show underneath. So it looks like he's kind of more comfortably slouched onto the moped. But we are also going to take away some of the width of the moped. And what we're going to do is snip it and just slide the pieces closer together. So it makes it look like it's more of a cockatoo-sized moped. And this is a good trick if you have animals in your stash, which I know you all do. I know you're all thinking, what do I have? And if you don't specifically have Sabrina's birds, or if you love Sabrina's birds, definitely get them. But whatever animals you have would be great. Now, I love this happy birthday sentiment from Tonic. To die for. It is my new happy sentiment because I'm making tons and tons of birthday cards. Now I put some foam tape on the areas that were thinner, and then the areas where I had quite a bit of thickness because of layering things over top, I just added some Tombow Mono Multi and allowed it to dry. And you can see here, I decided that I was going to put the sentiment down at the bottom to help the balance of this. And now I can center my cockatoo and moped because they have more of a uniform kind of composition. So rather than having the bike stretched out and the bird jutting up from the back of the bike, it now gives a more compact kind of cute little look to it. And that way it can take center space on the card. And then we're also going to give it another little tightrope, which I would never put them on a tightrope. I would make sure that they were on a balanced table, but just for the card's sake, for somebody's birthday, it's going to be a tightrope riding cockatoo. And then we'll take this happy birthday and it will join in that white frame. So you can see how it pulls everything together. And that's one of the important things with your card making is you want to try and move things around, or as they call it, audition them and see what goes where. So those are my cards for today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment so that they share this with other people. You can share it with other people. All of my links will be below, and thank you so much for using them. That helps my channel so much. I do get commission and credit for it. And give me a thumbs up and have an awesome day. Thanks so much. Bye.